Hello, Johan.
Hello, it's Dry Monday.
It's Monday, it's a dry Monday. Yes, it was an exciting weekend.
Extremely exciting, and I almost didn't watch the last game, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to the last game last. Let me
Yeah.
just get the scores here so that we don't make mistakes, because we are actually,
What
contrary to popular belief, we are actually trying not to make mistakes. Yeah, so
Ireland-Wales.
Ireland-Wales, I thought Wales managed to stay in the game.
Yeah, the score sort of makes them look worse than maybe they were, but they
don't have the depth. They don't have the guys coming off the bench.
They're just still a bit young.
Yeah.
And
And Ireland's
It's a spectacular
very
Irish
good.
team.
Yes.
Speaking of which, I bought my tickets for the Loftus game,
Yeah.
Springboks versus Ireland,
I'll
6th
be-
July.
I'll be there
I'm going to
too.
be there.
I'll be there
Cost
too.
me a pretty penny.
Yeah, no,
for,
that's going to be a big one. The world champions against
3,700
the.
rand.
Is Ireland still the world number one? I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, I
So
think we're
that's
number
one
one
of
just
the-
by virtue of
Of winning the World
winning
Cup.
the World Cup.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah.
So it was like 17-11 at one stage. It was pretty close.
Yeah, Wales's try was pretty decent.
Yeah, managed to sort of stay in the contest until about 15 minutes to go, and the final score was 31-7. Oh, it couldn't have been.
It wasn't. It was 17-7.
17-7.
Yeah, I think Wales scored off a maul, wasn't it?
Mm.
It was pretty strong
Yeah.
to score a try like that against Ireland.
Yes, it seems like a bit of a drubbing.
Yeah,
And I think Ireland were a little bit flat in the beginning,
but I mean, you're
or
playing
sort of the
Wales.
middle part almost. Yeah.
Sorry, Alan, but I mean,
Yeah.
Wales isn't at their top.
No, and they've had a few close games. They're rebuilding, and I really hope for the sake of world rugby that they.
I'll say this is I don't think that Wales is poorly coached.
Yeah,
I think with what Gatland has, they're doing okay.
Yeah.
You know, to play like they
It's
played
a
against
lot of
Scotland,
new
to come
guys.
back like they did
Yeah.
against Scotland.
Yeah.
They're just lacking in some talent there, maybe.
Yeah,
the
yeah.
moment.
Yeah, there's not much more you can say. I think if there was an upset, it would have been a huge upset.
Yeah.
Ireland basically, I think they're still on an upward trajectory
Yeah.
and bringing through new talent, new guys. We're seeing a few new faces, which is obviously completely necessary if you wanna build towards the next World Cup.
Yes.
Yeah.
And can I just punt Crowley again? People.
Yeah, they gave you a bit of grief about
harassing
comparing him
me,
with Sexton. It might be a little bit too soon.
I'm just saying that Crowley looks like the business.
Yeah, no, he's the business. Look, they've put faith in him, and he's the new guy.
I think
He's
he's
a new
good. I
10.
don't know what
Yeah.
I think he's up there.
Look, Sexton's a legend of Irish rugby, so I think that's
I know,
the
but
whole thing.
I just can't, like I said, I always say, I
Yeah.
can't get him that drop goal, Munster against Leinster in the semi-final to win that. I mean,
No, he's got the BMT, he's got the package, he's got the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so, and then it was...
I just want to have a longer conversation about it. Like, I lie in bed at night and I think, had Crowley played and, had Crowley started instead of Sexton, would they have been in the All Blacks maybe? Anyway, that's another can of worms.
comment about that. Yeah.
Just saying.
Okay, then Scotland going for a fourth Calcutta Cup victory.
Yeah.
And
Duan.
which I thought, I was rooting for them, but in the beginning of the game, I thought, I think they've had their time.
Yeah, England
then-
came out strong, eh?
Yeah, England did come out strong.
That was a good try, I must say.
Yeah.
Their try was very well worked.
Yes, brilliantly worked right in the beginning of quite early on in the game, and then it was the Duan show.
Yeah.
From there.
Are they going to name
Duan,
a street?
Finn
Is there going to be
Russell.
a street named after him?
Yeah, a town,
Maybe
small
make
town.
like a public holiday.
Yeah, one of their islands.
Duan van der Merwe.
Yeah, no, just like and different types of tries. I wish he wouldn't dive.
Why does he dive like that?
Yes.
It's going to happen. It's going to happen.
I said it on the weekend.
He's going to do it. He's going to do that stupid dive where he's pretend like no one's forcing him out.
And it's going to mistime it, and it's going to seem like a complete tool.
Yes, yeah.
Like, rather run around and make it easier for the fly off and stuff. That sort of thing I don't like.
I don't dig it.
Yeah, the kick by Russell towards towards him, great try, and then
Bit
an
unlucky,
easier finish. Yeah, it was
Look,
on
his
the bounce.
the first try, he had a little bit of work to do.
Yeah.
He had a whole bunch of guys around him.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously the main work was done by. I mean, it was a great pass. I think it was Tui Polatu to Hugh Jones.
Yeah.
Hit the gap,
Yeah.
and then Jones gets tackled, and then
No,
So Duane had like a few guys to get through, but
Yeah, and in the team, I mean, it wasn't just him. Obviously, the quality ball has to get to him.
yeah,
I mean, everyone's talking about Finn Russell and Tui Polatu and Hugh Jones, the settled centres, and it's the same thing again. A coach trusting a group of players and that continuity.
yeah.
Playing week in and week out, and you know that you're a starter. I mean, Hogg's place has been taken by
I forgot his name. It's with a K.
Kinghorn.
Kinghorn.
Yeah, tall, dark-haired Kinghorn, definitely Kinghorn.
Yeah.
And we saw a lot of that on Full Contact, about him wanting to
trying to take the
Take Hogg's
position,
spot
wanting to
get in.
start and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's happened now, and you need a solid base. Pierre Skuman looks a lot better without her.
Yeah, that's a fair comment. I can get behind that.
Yeah, and building on good things that they need the youngsters to come through to carry on with that.
Yeah.
And England,
what is there to say? Their defence is okay. Like the tries that were scored,
that Furbank or
were
the
a little
first
bit
try.
Yeah, we're a little bit loose.
First try. In
Yeah,
Test
so
match.
England's try was very good,
Yeah.
but there's an ant biting me. Jeez, like.
The red ant.
Yeah.
Nice work socks.
Thank you. Thanks. England very like they look decent on defense, but on defense they look like they're really rushing the opposition.
Yeah.
But like we saw now that if someone gets around them, and that's probably our issue as well, the Springboks
Yes.
issue
Yeah.
of like over the last while. If you can find a way around the defense, then then we're in trouble.
Yeah.
You know. So I think that's maybe what we saw. Okay, obviously, like apart from the first try that was scored, that they basically went through like the midfield.
Yeah.
The other two tries, I mean, that was like round. They went round.
Yeah.
So
Slightly planless, sort of one-dimensional. It seems like with most of the games that they lose, like halfway through the match, they run out of ideas.
but isn't that England of the last like 5 years?
Yeah.
Is they come out firing
Yes.
and then they sort of fade. I don't know.
Yeah, it's all heart and after the anthem and that, and then it's sort of the one-on-one runners and there's no real, and then Marcus Smith starts trying the cross kicks and if they don't stick, then they lose hope and that sort of
errors.
thing. Yeah,
Like
too many
ridiculous
errors.
amount of errors.
Yeah.
So
France, Italy.
England, yeah. So I
Yeah.
was gonna. I mean, I just
Jonathan Danty.
Yeah, red card. That I mean, that
Definite red
I
card.
don't think that's like controversial. I think that
Upright,
was-
bad tackling technique. Upright, head
But
collision.
Let's take a step back in the first half. Like Italy
Still held them.
their crazy defense.
Yeah,
I must say that it was
Yeah.
really, really good defense from them,
yeah,
and sort of just staying in the game sufficiently.
yes.
And
And even against 14 men France in Lille,
no, I'd still,
in France.
still wouldn't think the Springboks like have 100% chance
Yes.
of winning. You know.
Gabrisi's proper quality until we get to the very last moment of the
Yeah.
game, which is so sad because it's not
It wasn't
actually
a hard kick.
it's not actually his fault. It wasn't a hard kick, and it's just in general, it's just clumsy.
Yeah.
So
did the
should
ball
have had
fall
a guy.
over? What-
The ball fell over
Because
with
I looked
10
away
seconds.
for a second and then
Yeah.
I saw the
10 seconds to go. Ball fell over. He
What
put
makes
it on the
ball
tee.
fall over? Did it blow?
I
over?
don't know. I think there was a guy sort of close, but he didn't put his finger on the ball. So it's just an extremely bad rugby moment.
Yeah.
Low scoring game, which tells you about their defence.
Well, I think their defence was good, and I think France is a little bit flat. And there's something happening in Italy because, like I said, last year the under 20s they beat.
Capuazzo scored the try.
Yeah, but let's go back to under 20s
Yeah.
now. Last year, the Springboks lost to under 20. The
Italy.
under 20 Springboks lost to under 20 Italy.
Yeah,
They lost by 1 point to France.
yeah,
This year, they beat France. The under 20.
yeah.
Under 20 Italy beat under 20 France.
Yeah.
They lost by 1 point to Ireland. I know I'm just rehashing it, but I'm saying something is happening there.
Drew against France in France.
Maybe last year's World Cup for Italy was like the low point.
Yeah.
The loss against New Zealand by a record margin or whatever.
Well, extremely important to keep Gonzalo Quesada. A lot of the guys, I mean, I also watched Full Contact, and some of those guys, the guy from Namibian origin and a few of the guys that they spoke about aren't in this mix. So Quesada's picked some new from Zimbabwe. Negri. He's not in the mix, so you sort of, because you watch the documentary, you sort of look out for those guys.
He might be injured though, because I think I saw him this season.
Yeah, no, he is still at Zebre or Benetton or one of the teams.
Yeah.
But he could be injured. But there are a lot of names that I've never heard before. But he's sticking to the fly-off and a lot of the combination. So I hope they can carry on and just build towards just competing, because at the moment they really are competing in this current Six Nations.
They are competing. I just want to discuss, like, SA Rugby coming out, SA Rugby magazine does this thing on social media, and they're like, no, it's us, it's the Springboks that rattled them in the World Cup. And since then France now. It's since then they haven't been themselves. I just want to repeat the game that France had against Uruguay.
Yes.
Where they won by like 11 points or something.
Yeah, with the lack of
something
depth.
Has been wrong for a while.
Yeah. With French rugby, actually for a very long time, in that they blow hot and cold.
Yeah. And they miss Dupont.
They seem just flat at the moment. Miss Intermac.
Intermac. No.
Yeah, not Emil.
So that's cringeworthy from SA Rugby Mag. Like.
We don't want to do that sort of thing. We just want to be underdogs forever.
Yeah. Like in July.
But in any case, yes, like what a competition.
Yeah. It's just
what an enjoyable watch.
It brings into. It's just a shame that Scotland didn't beat France, because I'm not sure 100% when Ireland is playing Scotland. But can you imagine if Can you imagine? It comes
down to a game.
Yeah. That'll be huge.
Yeah, it will be huge.
Because I think that
just Scotland beating England 4 times in a row in the Six Nations is like.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, I won't say it out loud, but yes.
Just enjoy these times. But I'm just thinking now, I think that, I'm not sure, but we must check where Scotland is playing Ireland. It would have been like, and it comes back to Nick Berry not making that decision.
Yeah. Which could have.
For instance.
So it's Italy, Scotland now, Ireland, Scotland in Ireland.
For instance, yesterday, the Italy-France game, France's try.
Yeah.
Like there was something dodgy that happened there, and then the referee says on-field
I've
decision
never
is
seen
try.
that ref. I've never seen that.
I've seen him. He makes some mistakes.
It's the first time
on the sideline.
He's a young guy.
Yeah, he makes mistakes on the sideline that they overturn. I've seen a couple of those. But my point is he decided that on-field decision is try. Yeah. When you can't really see the ball go down.
No.
And so it's those decisions that
can change the
whole championship.
Yeah.
Not that I don't think Ireland would necessarily lose to Scotland, but with red cards being handed out the way they are, you never know.
Yeah, so a little bit of a break. 1 weekend break, and then it's Six Nations again. So URC this weekend.
URC, Stormers Bulls, Saturday.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
Thanks for watching. Please subscribe.
Cheers.
Cheers.